Pokémon was seriously a big deal in early 2000 and 1999. It appeared out of the blue, and in less than a year, simply dominated the spotlight. We were all into Pokémon at some point. Pokémon Yellow came out, and even though it sold 10 million copies in 1 week, it was still just Game Boy fodder. You know, 2D graphics. Obviously, we had plenty link cable battles and trades to take care of, but battling was still just 2D. It was still just, you know. Look, a picture and a little effect. But in February 2000, my birth month, coincidence? No. A spectacularly awesome game came out by the name of Pokémon Stadium. And by the powers of Raichu, that game was the only reason I wanted an N64. Yes, I know, pathetic. I love this game! To me, Pokémon Stadium is like the ultimate arena for Pokémon trainers who own the Game Boy. With an included Game Boy game pack, you could transfer yourself to the N64 and use your own caught Pokémon to battle against plenty of challenging trainers in the game, or even in real life. It really was a stadium of epic proportions. All the Pokémon, for the first time ever, were available to be seen in 64-bit 3D. This game came out in Japan in August 1998, and had horrible box art, and was incomplete. Yup. It only comprised of 49 usable Pokémon to battle with. And the interface was not what we were used to. Ish. But it's okay, they actually completed it, and then it came out in April 1999 in Japan for real as Pocket Monsters Stadium 2. I feel sorry for everybody who had to buy the first one. And just like the special blue edition from the Japanese version, Pocket Monsters Stadium 2 was used and translated into our very own Pokémon Stadium.
A battle looms over this place. It's a battle for destiny, a battle for glory, a battle for...
The game setting is comprised of a menu which is set in a really awesome and exciting looking stadium facility. Seriously, they should have added the area where the stadium was located in the official Pokemon World map or future games. Come on, think creatively for a change. Which is probably the daddy of the Pokemon Battle Frontier of the later generations. The features on Stadium are pretty solid and chock full of stuff to do. Other than battling, you could participate in Mario Party-like Pokemon mini-games. Run Rattata Run, Magikarp Splash, that Sandshrew game, and the Sushi Turnaround with Licky Tongue, to name a few. I was always fascinated with the sushi level. It made me hungry, even though I didn't know what the green bucket of toxic waste, as I called it, was. Psst, it's wasabi. And I was always amused by the traditional no-style yells. In fact, it is making me hungry now. The mini-games were quick, high energy, and simple, usually requiring you to tap on a button on the controller as fast as possible, but dang it, it was still fun! They even had tournaments for it! Oh, look over there. There was also a Game Boy Tower where you could play the Game Boy games attached to the console. What's so special about this? Well, many things. Firstly, it's convenient. It's like you're physically in the stadium and let's say you forgot to catch a Pokemon to trade with your friend. Easily head to the Game Boy Tower and get back to your adventure. Catch the Pokemon and return to the stadium. It felt kind of realistic in that neat, unique sort of way. Plus, if you completed a few challenges in the stadium, you could unlock 2 speeds for the game as well. The Duo and Dodrio speeds. I'm very glad this feature was added. Sometimes I even refused to play the game when I was at home on my Game Boy because this was eons faster and more convenient. Beat that! Yeah, Pokemon Stadium, and oh, what's this? The lab! Professor Oak's Stadium Lab! Which was, to me, one of the essential parts of the stadium experience. It's a room that has all kinds of neat things to do. Like, check out your own Pokédex and see the Pokemon models in glorious 3D. And it was possible to check out the map where each Pokemon resided. Look how cool that is! At the lab, you could also organize your items and Pokemon and check them out in 3D too. Nicknamed Pokemon were given a slightly different random hue than normal ones, which even further made the games more realistic and unique to every Pokemon you caught. Or at least in a basic sense. You could also store Pokémon into the Stadium cartridge yourself! Even more Pokémon space to fill! The N64 cartridge also kind of acted like a Pokémon orphanage in that sort of weird sense. Look at that, all these belong to Phil. He died. Game erase. The same could be said for other items in which you could store them in the N64 cartridge and give them to other players. Now that was pretty awesome. And there was a trading station as well. Huzzah! Now let's get to the main thing. The meat of the game was obviously the grandiose Pokémon battles. There were 3 areas to do just that. The Stadium, the Gym Leader Castle, and the free battle. The Stadium was the official tournament in which there were different rules for different cups. Poké Cup was pretty much the main thing, levels 50 to 55, which, if you've been playing the red, blue, and yellow versions casually, most likely most of your Pokémon would fit this requirement. However, each of the CPUs in Stadium rental Pokémon were at level 50. There was also the Pika Cup and Petite Cup. Both were meant for smaller, not fully evolved Pokémon. Petite Cup was exclusively for Stage 1 Pokémon, or simply just petite Pokémon. You know, all the really cute ones the little kids liked. If that's so, then what's Ghastly doing here? Ah! Oh my word. All the Pokémon had to be around levels 25 to 30. Talk about a pain in the butt for using your own Pokémon in the Game Boy cartridge. It even had a rule about your team not exceeding level 80 for all involved. Sheesh! My goodness, well, that's a bit too complicated and difficult a thing to abide when considering it's just a lousy cutesy-poo Pokémon tournament. There's also the Pika Cup, and the rules are just as complicated, and it's for Pokémon starting from levels 15 to 20. Which is basically the Loser Cup. Hate it. Screw this, I'm going to the Poké Cup and Prime Cup. I don't want to be picky, but those rules are way too specific. The Poké Cup was awesome because it featured a really cool looking stadium area, and you could use as any Pokemon you wanted, with the exception of the now called uber legendary Mewtwo and Mew. I remember my savage frustration with beating all 4 stages of the cup. Yikes, so many battles. The limited continues were also a giant letdown as well. You could only get a free continue if all 3 of your Pokemon didn't faint during the battle. Holy Magikarp! Don't they realize how hard this is without any items to use? It was just pure frustration after losing the semi-finalist over and over and over, and having to go through a time-consuming mess of the same morons over and over again. I'm quite upset there were no difficulty level options for this thing. It was tough, alright, but in my opinion, for the wrong reason. I always hated, and I still do, the no continue style of gameplay. I sound like Brock! Now, Prime Cup was the most awesome cup. Because you could use any Pokemon! Yup, even Mewtwo and Mew. It was a giant, tough, epic free-for-all with no boundaries. Except that every Pokemon from the opponent would be at level 100! Not a problem if you were like me and used the Game Shark, a Game Boy's best friend. That was the most fun and stressless cup to compete. No stupid complicated calculations of how big a Pokemon was or of its abilities. Pure destruction, mayhem, strategy, and battles. The only drawback was I kind of really hated the area Prime Cup took place in. Gross looking. Reminds me of the anime Metropolis. The Gym Leader Castle felt like a special stadium rendition of the gym leaders you had to confront and defeat in the Game Boy games. And of course, that's exactly what it was. This time, the leaders had a slew of different types, making it far more difficult and exciting when you battled them. Each tower you defeated would get you higher and higher to the top. After the 8th gym leader was defeated, you confronted the Elite Four once again, this time much more elite than in the game. Truly testing your ability as a Pokemon trainer. And of course, we'd have our rival battle at the end of it all.